Well, they say that they have actually recorded statements from the other witnesses who are with my son, among them the Honorable Mark Mwenje and another young man, Mark Mwenje's driver. They say they have recorded a statement. They have also recorded a statement from the gentleman who was with my son in his car, called Marango Imanyara. They say they have recorded their statement. So they are now busy processing according to them.
Following your statement, some leaders have now come forward and they are saying they're calling for your resignation or even orchestrating an impeachment motion against you in Parliament. First, how do you respond to this, and is this the beginning of you breaking ranks with the government?
I would just say bring it on. I mean, at my age, I'm not the kind of person to respond to some of it is really very perfunctory statement made by fairly inexperienced politicians. I think they are not worthy my response. So if anybody thinks that I don't know what I'm doing, then they are up for a rude shock. Yes.
Others are asking what was so hard for you to formally present your views to the cabinet of which you are a member, so that maybe instead of coming to address the public outside.
Cabinet does not operate ad hoc. There must be a cabinet memorandum discussing the issue of either gender insecurity or the question of abductions. That has not been presented before cabinet, and even then, even if it had to come, it would come through the relevant cabinet secretary.
Maybe did you reach out to Mr. CS's Interior over the same, and what did he say?
This statement which I have given is quite detailed. It mentions all the people that, as you say, in my statement on Sunday, I spoke about everybody in the security apparatus. It cannot have left anybody in the security apparatus. I spoke to literally everybody who came to answer my calls.
Waziri, is this the beginning of the end of your tenure in government?
I'm not going to answer that question because I don't know. You know, when I was the Attorney General, the process of removing an Attorney General is clearly provided for under the Office of the Attorney General Act. But the removal of a cabinet secretary is very simple. Just go to Article 132. It says the President may appoint with the approval of the National Assembly, may nominate, and with the approval of the National Assembly, appoint and dismiss cabinet secretary. So I mean, even when I took this job, I was fully aware of those professions. Yes.
Was it your statement sounded like you are opposing the government from within? Would you resign if the pressure continue mounting?
Which pressure? I'm not under any pressure. I've not seen any pressure. I've told you there are some certain very infantile statements that I have read from some quarters, and I think it's not fair for me to even dwell on them. They are not worthy responding. That's not pressure.
There's also the question of why now and not when it happened.
Because everything happens for a reason. Yeah. I remember in my statement on Sunday, I did indicate that on the 3rd of this month, I also made a general statement regarding government accountability with regard to the issue of abductions. Just like I'm saying, I'm here today. Some people quietly, started asking me, why did you say this? Why? Can you make a more detailed statement regarding abductions? And that's why I came out, because you also have to situate certain matters with regard to the time and the periods when things are being discussed. Yeah.
Waziri, kile ambacho wananchi wanataka kujua kutoka kwako, kwa sababu wewe ni kiungo muhimu kwa serikali hii, na wanasema labda wanakuona kana kwamba unapigana na serikali ikiwa ndani, na ungependa kujua kwa Kiswahili kama iwapo iko mahali labda ungependa wewe mwenyewe kujiuzulu, ama nini unasema kuhusiana na
kutoa maoni tofauti kuhusu jambo kama hili. sifikiri nimefanya, kwa sababu kila mmoja ndani ya serikali amekuwa akilaani utekaji nyara. Kwa hivyo sio ni tofauti ile iko. Kila mmoja kuanzia juu kabisa tumekuwa tukisema we don't recognize, we don't approve of abductions. So I don't know, and that's what I'm saying. If anybody construes what I'm saying to be opposing to the government position, I would want to know who it is, because then unless the government position will be the opposite, which I don't believe, because both the IG and everybody, including the CS Interior, the IG, everybody has been denouncing abductions and all extrajudicial activities. So maybe it's saying it differently, you know. So unajua hata ukienda kucheza kadanda kuna watu wanajua kupiga chenga kutumia mguu wa kushoto, wengine mguu wa kulia. Sasa labda hiyo ndio tofauti tu. Hakuna, sioni tofauti yoyote pengine. Members of the press for coming here, although there is no, I really don't have it's not a press conference. But just to recap very, very briefly, as you all recall, on Sunday, 12th of this month, I did issue a press statement addressing the issue of abductions in the country and extrajudicial activities that have been reported for the last several months, last year particularly. In the statement, I did talk also about the issue of the abduction of my son on the 22nd of June last year, and that I indicated that to date, nobody has ever told me why he was abducted, where he was held, and by whom. Those were the issues that generally I addressed on Sunday. And many of you, I'm sure, are alive to the fact that soon thereafter, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations did issue a challenge to me, indicating inter alia that I had not recorded a statement with the DCI Kilimani. Of course, not that I have anything much to say in my statement, but I came here today in obedience to the challenge that was thrown at me by the DCI to record a statement of what I knew, because it's quite limited. It was to the in respect of what I was told and what I did, the efforts I made with various security offices and apparatus. So the reason why I came here today is just to come and deliver that statement, in which I have given the details to the DCI here. Here's my self-recorded statement dated today, and that's why I was here. It was just merely to respond to the challenge thrown at me, because I have nothing to hide. It is a fact that my son had been abducted. It's also a fact that he was held in Communicado for several hours, and indeed he was later released, but what I don't know by whom he had been abducted, and by who he was held. But my statement with the DCI explains the various steps that I took to secure his release. Yes.
Following your...
Sorry.